Yay. Thank you, Theresa, for helping me do this today. This is for all of teamSHINE and ninjas and nailionaires. Theresa and I are going to walk through a mock nail bar.
Yay!
Theresa, real quick, I know that your entire team has used this and is using it, and it's effective and duplicatable, and it works.
It does. This mock nail bar has completely changed personally for me how I do my Facebook parties, and they've gone from doing okay to really doing amazing. I have gotten so much more interaction in them than I ever had before with using the previous nail bars that
and have had so many more hostesses look at that and go, I can do that.
Yep.
So many more, and not just flip them to make money on their own party, but actually become active, engaging, rank advancing stylists.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so all of the instructions are here, but it is comprehensive. It's not complicated, but there is a lot of material. So we thought we would do just an accompanying Zoom, kind of going through it. And so this is it. This is our joint for our whole team group that we created together. And what you do is you take this and you make it your own in your own group or in a folder, so that when you're ready to do a Facebook party, you just pull the resources from here. So this group is set up for you to see exactly from top to bottom how it would work. So in our particular group, the pinned announcement that stays at the top has all of the instructions. It has some additional videos and has all of the questions that have ever been asked, and they are here. So this is always at the top, and it's the only post in the whole group where comments are open. So if you have a question, this is where you put it. So the top post will tell you that. Then what you do is you scroll all the way to the bottom. And one of the great things about this kind of tutorial group is that when you set up your own group, if you post them in order, they'll stay in order if everything has comments turned off. So you can see right here that this post has the comments turned off. If you have a post that has one or multiple pictures, you have to individually turn off the comments. Otherwise, when people like it, it will pull it up to the top, how people bump things. And so the one way that you can do that and it stays in order, which is what you want, is to turn off the comments. So that's what we've done here. Uh-oh, there we go. Okay, so there are some posts in here before your party starts. Now, you might want to know how to do the party. I do mine in a group, but inside the group, I actually set a schedule for an event so that everybody that's attending the party gets notifications. But the party itself doesn't happen in the event. It happens on the main wall of the group. Theresa, is that what you do?
That is something that I just learned from you about the event. I do everything inside of the group. I make sure that I either tag everybody in the initial post that I make about the day of the party. And I utilize, now that Facebook's kind of changed, I can't find where I can do a welcome email like I did in the older version, but that's what I would do. I would welcome everybody who has joined thus far, tagging them and making sure that they see what time the party is.
Okay.
But I do like that event idea. And I think that I'm going to start utilizing that because I think it's a really good.
As an aside, I'm still able to welcome people weekly in teamSHINE, so I think that we can find it.
Thank you.
We'll look another time. Okay. So the other thing about how you set things up before you even start doing anything is you want to make sure that your hostess has coaching, just like with anything else. If you're doing it inside a group and she just utilizes the invite button inside Facebook, if people don't accept it, they'll be in preview mode and your interaction will be down. And Theresa, correct me if I'm wrong, but once you're invited, if somebody else invited you to it and you didn't click a URL to actually join yourself, you're kind of in this purgatory where you can see stuff, but you won't get notifications like you do if you're a guest. So you want to make sure that if she's utilizing it that way, that she understands that it's kind of inflating your numbers. If you look and you think that you have 22 people attending a party, and then you go and you look at who is still in preview mode and 15 of them are in preview mode, you really only have 6 or 7 people who are actually attending.
Yes.
So you definitely want to do that. When you're posting, even if you pre-schedule them, make sure that you're tagging your hostess. And some people might want to think that a Facebook party is less work than something that is in person. In my opinion, it's easier because you can do it from home, but I actually think that it's more work because you want her to engage on every single comment. Where if you're in person, your hostess doesn't actually respond to everything that every single person says. But in Facebook, that's what you want her to do. You want her or him to engage with every comment, an open-ended question or statement or something that elicits a response from them. You actually want a back and forth with every single guest in some place while the party is going on. You are building a relationship with these guests and you want that to be a back and forth. All right. I think that we're ready to roll this up, Theresa.
All right.
Okay. So in theory, you want a post from the time that the party starts every 4 or 5 minutes for an hour. There are more post suggestions than that here. So Theresa and I have gone through them. If you think that it's too long, one of the things that you can do is we'll tell you that you can move 4 or 5 of them to a pre-party mode. So just like this first post before the party starts, you can choose number 5 or 6, number 7 or number 8, number 9 or 10, 11 or 12, 13 or 14. A lot of those are very similar. And so you can move a couple of those to the pre-party post list. Keeping in mind that there's some great psychology going on through the setup of this. And you don't want to change it too much. It works. If you've tried it and it's not working for you, then I would ask you, how many times have you tried it pretty straightforward without trying to shuffle things around because you think it would be better? Because I can't help you if it's not working, but you haven't actually tried it the way that it's presented. So you'll see in every single one of the posts, the announcements or instructions to you are in this bold. So obviously when you copy paste all of this to your own mock group library, you want to keep this because it's telling you what to do. Also, if you ever hire it out or teach somebody how to help you do this, these instructions help them know when to schedule it. The rest of the instructions, which is all of this, is verbiage that gets posted in your actual party. And you can tell, my husband's in the next room working, you can tell that there's cheeky stuff, there's, you know, emojis and that kind of stuff. Make sure that when you're copy pasting, that you change all of the pertinent information. You'll have to be diligent to do that. Otherwise, you will alert your guests that you're copy pasting. Does that make sense? So you can change a couple of things around or an emoji around. If you're not a wine drinker, you can change that to coffee. Make sure that the dates and stuff all get changed to what's relative to the party that you're working on. All right. So you can see one of the tricks of Facebook. It likes this 4 square photos because it posts them all the same, all together, instead of putting it into an album. And the way to do that is for it to be a square photo. So all of these are not horizontal or vertical, they're just square photos. But if you do that and then turn off comments, and you do that over here, see where it says turn on, because I've got it turned off, they'll post like this. And Facebook algorithms like that. Okay, so this is a place where you want to make sure that you are rotating in and out new things. Make sure that you take out anything that's retired, no longer available. Right, Theresa?
Yeah, that's super important that you keep up to date with your nail fees. And obviously there's great nail fee groups out there so that you can go and find, you know, new stuff that just launched. That's great.
Yep.
If you were having a party this week, I would definitely go and get some of the nail fees, even that that corporate has done for us, and put that into the lookbook, because you really want to highlight everything that is relevant.
It's one thing to keep something in there to show something that's just out of stock. That to me is okay, because you might have it, but if it's retired, no longer available, I promise you that's the one nail fee. Not because they're any prettier than what we have now, but if it's not available, that is going to be what somebody finds, and it's just frustrating. Okay, so you can see this is where it starts to talk about some videos. And Theresa, I want you to talk about that, of why it's so important to not share somebody else's video.
Yes. So this is a challenge for everybody. As soon as you see this, take the time to put on a fresh set of polish, making a video of you doing it. Not going live, not doing any of that, because once you have that one video, you can use it every single time. So you don't have to go live in a party to put on polish. You already have you, because you want your customers or the party guest to know, like, and trust you. So you need to talk, they need to see your face. Don't pull something from YouTube, because they're just going to, you know, that's the person that they're going to hear in their mind, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, you know, a removing your polish video as well. Like, if you remove it with polish clips and mineral fusion, show them how to do that. If you have the tub, do that. Just show them how easy it is to remove the polish, but make it you. Spend the time on making the videos, making the all of the pictures.
It is. It does take time. When I did this mock nail bar, and you'll see that this actually isn't even my own Lorri Gale Moffatt mock nail bar. It's just
Right.
the one as an example. It took me a couple of days.
Yeah.
So the other thing, guys, I'm live. Thank you. The other thing that you can do if you need to go live in a party and something happens and you're not able to, I want to show y'all a trick. So I created this group that's just a workspace for me and Theresa. And hang on, let me show you. Let me copy this because it's not uber easy, but this is what you do. So you're in your group, you go to watch party. I have saved it to my saved videos. This is the name of it. So there it is right there. And you hit next.
And it's me.
And it is the stylist. And so what a watch party does, it plays a recorded video live inside the group, and your comments are live. People can watch it with you. So you're watching a recorded video live with your guest. So you still get the same interactions. It shows up live, like a live. And so that is one way that you can utilize something that appears to be live, even though it'll say watch party. So that was just
And you'll want to
a little trick.
tell your guests, because you could be talking about something totally random and they're like, what is this woman talking about?
That's
just
true.
say, this is a previous live that I did, but it shows the application of our polish.
That's right. Okay, so then all of these from the bottom up to the top, you'll see here where I say Theresa, this is where you would tag your hostess. And you have to warn her ahead of time that she may want to be in front of her computer and her phone in her hand. And it is a goat rodeo chaotic hour for her. But if she's engaging with, 10 customers at one time, her customers are going to have more fun. She's going to have a better nail bar. And there's much more of a likelihood that she's going to have a fantastic party, and that her party guests are going to want to be a hostess because it's been so much fun.
Right.
So if you just roll through, like, all of these have a specific purpose. Again, this kind of gray here is the instructions to the hostess. Where shop here, obviously you would copy paste your party link in there. And again, that's where you'll want to make sure that every time you're doing a party, that you are digging into the posts and making sure that they're current for whatever current hostess you're working on. These are some funny posts. All right, so these are all engagement. 3 days before the party, 3 days before the party, 2 days in the morning, 2 days in the afternoon, in the evening. Okay, so here is 1 day before the party. You're getting closer. Theresa, when do you talk to your hostess one last time before the party starts about flipping her?
Usually the night before the party. I like to go and just say, hey, this is your last chance before the party. I'll do it in the beginning, and I will actually do it after I post the early bird as well, as soon as I get the first order, because I want to let her know that her people have started
ordering.
And if she wants to, I can quickly turn off my link and turn on her link. And then yes, definitely right before the party starts as well.
Yeah.
You just want to talk to her. And I also want to just say something about when you are starting to talk to people about hosting a party. It's super important that you're not telling people that they don't have to do anything. I know that is what we want to say to get somebody to host a party, but honestly, if you do that and your hostess doesn't do anything, it's a waste of your time and her time. Because if she's not engaged, if she's not, reaching out to her party guests, if she's not doing all of the things, it's not going to be a successful party in most cases. And then you're going to get frustrated, and that's gonna, your whole mindset is going to be like, I cannot do parties do not work for me. It's because of how you're setting it up. If you're setting it up to tell her that she doesn't have to do anything, she's not going to do anything.
You really can't tell her all you got to do is invite your friends and I'll do all the work. This won't work without her working.
And she's actually going to be working harder than you're going to be working
for that hour and a half.
In all honesty.
Yeah. True story. Okay. So this is the last day before the party. These are the ones that some of these you can leave one of them here and put one of them, like there's nothing wrong with this post being in preview mode. All right. So this is day of the party. Day of the party. And it just walks through it. It gives you all of the, it does. It really is. It's not foolproof because you can choose to not do it, but it is proven. You do want to make sure that you're going through it. If it mentions a strip that's no longer available, then just swap that out. That kind of stuff, there's no psychology in that. All right, so this is party post and this is the actual party. So you'll see that it says party post number 1. So earlier when I was referencing
the court,
I think it's the first ones I wouldn't change. So mixed manis,
stay there,
and themes. So this is where you could do 5 or 6. You could pull one of these 2 out and do it before the party. Number 7 or number 8. Number 9 or number 10. 11 or 12. 13 or 14. Those are kind of all interchangeable, but I wouldn't take any of them out. If you don't want the party to be, an hour to hour and 10 minutes long, then push some of those before the party. If you have time to open it up 5 or 6 days before the party starts. If you just meet her today and she's dying to have a party in 3 days, you don't really have room to push much before the party.
Right.
So these that talk about the opportunity, it may look like it's super long, but people who are interested, they want to be able to get some answers without tipping their hand that they're interested.
Yep.
So I know that it may be different than what you're doing, but I strongly suggest that you try it pretty much as is, especially if you like stuff to already be done for you and you really can copy paste it with your own verbiage. If you don't drink at all, this is set up and it references wine, then just go through and change it to coffee. There's nothing wrong with you taking this kind of picture and doing it with ice cream or coffee or sweet tea or whatever. The point of the pictures being you is that is why your hostess and your guests are there. They want to get to know you and your hostess.
Yep.
So these are cheeky and funny, and it may feel fake to kind of set up the pictures like this, but they're effective, right, Theresa?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like I change all my little wine to beer mugs because that's that's me.
You.
But and people know that you know, about me, and my hostess will know that about me because normally your hostess is somebody that's in your VIP space or a friend of yours. So yeah, you definitely want to make it about you. While
100%.
you can totally copy and paste it, but change a little bit.
Right. Correct. Showing your family in the same way that you do in your VIP space. If any of your party guests are already part of your VIP circle and you don't change any of this verbiage to sound like you, they will know that it's not you. And the whole point is to help you get deeper and closer with your guests and VIP. Yep. So do make it sound like you. If you don't have kids or you don't have littles, then you will have to change it up some. Yep. But leave the reasoning and the thinking behind it. Okay, so this is where you start to shop. And obviously, tickets are a pain, but people will do some sketchy stuff for tickets. They just want to feel like they have a chance at getting something. Like it's the craziest thing. It just is. And so anywhere that you see it say hostess, obviously you want to fill in the hostess name there. And any of this other stuff that looks like this, you're going to have to copy paste your own link in there.
And Lorri,
yes, ma'am.
You might want to explain to the people that putting zeros in shopping, like that's not a typo.
Right. Yes. So Facebook algorithms, they like to figure out that we're trying to use their product, Facebook parties, to sell. And so, correct. This is not a typo. I do know that that's a 0 and not a O, because it is a way to not alert Facebook that we're using it to sell, because a lot of times if they think that you are, they'll suppress it. So anytime, you know, you might see quirky things like that, that is why. All right, this is the day after the day of the party. This is the next morning. So you're still in mode shopping, trying to get everybody to wrap up their things. Last day to shop. You don't want it to drag on forever. You want to help people to understand that it's not open-ended. You want to go ahead and wrap it up. And so that's what these posts are, just wrapping it up. If you do tickets, this cracks me up. This is where you would announce it, and you want to be able to tag the winner here, and they'll know from a previous post what they're going to win. And I have a little note here to the side that something that might be fun is an exclusive or retired strip of their choice.
Oh, yeah.
And you, in a previous post, have fanned them out, and they actually get to choose, but from things that you have. So this is the second day, and your sales are all wrapped up. It's just a cute thing to remind people that this is a small business. And
use your kids, use your You want to exploit them.
You're so funny. And today is her birthday, the baby
It
girl.
is.
She's
Maggie's
3.
birthday.
That's right. Those are some cute baby girls. Okay, and so then making sure that if your hostess did not join, then you want to make sure that everybody that was in the party is joining your, there it goes, your VIP space. Throughout the time, you've mentioned it, you've talked about how much fun it is and that kind of stuff. And so this is just one more way to remind people that that's what they want to do. Okay, so this is 3 days after the party. It really is just one more opportunity for the stylist to, that is fun. Just talk one more time about the crazy life that Color Street has built. Look at those babies, Theresa.
Yeah.
And that crazy couch that they will not keep the pillows on the couch.
So yeah, we actually finally got some of our new furniture, and that is now down in the basement so that I don't have to look at it anymore.
It's funny. All right, so this is just one more thing. And then that evening, thanking the hostess, tagging her, and giving one more shout out to the VIP space.
Yep.
And then there at the top of this, there's some extra things. So a way to say thank you. 1 week later, just making sure that by then, talking about that they have shipped or about the kit again. There's some scenarios. So if your party is close to qualifying, but not quite there, this is an example of something that you can share. If it hasn't qualified and you want to extend it one more day, here's some sample verbiage. If you're having a party during a time where we have a lot of stuff out of stock, this is adorable of Dominica. And
So cute.
this is some extra engagement. It's just some fun things. If you're getting a lot of traction and you want to post something extra, there's some things in there. Just sometimes you might have a dud and the party might not qualify at all. There's a couple of things that you could do in here. If your hostess joined, there's some samples of what you can post. And now we're all the way back up to the top. Phew.
It's a lot, but it is super effective.
Yeah.
If you do it this way at least once, you will, or twice or 3 times, you will definitely see a change in how people respond to the party. But hostess coaching is something that you need to do.
And for sure, I think that it took me maybe 2 or 3 of them before I was like, okay, this actually is going to work. And like I said at the beginning, it is longer and it isn't hard, but it does take time. Mm-hmm. And it is a little more comprehensive than other Facebook parties where somebody just throws something together. But the results can't be denied. It's very effective. And once you get it going, you will be able to tweak it a little. And it's just like with applying our nail strips. The first time that you do it, you're like, okay, I thought she said that was easy. Well, neither of us are ever going to say that it's easy. It's not easy, but it is simple. Yes. And being able to see the difference of that, once you start working with your own material, your own photos, your own videos, it will feel more like you.
Yes.
And we can't wait to hear all about your results. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Theresa?
No, I think that we covered pretty much everything.
I am in agreement. All right. We can't wait to hear all about your success. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.